Jai Hind. My name is Vivek Agarwal. I'm the Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering of Akgec. So today we are going to have a lecture on data analytics and visualization, its basics, like what is data analytics and what are its type, what is the process of data analytics, application domains and the applications of data analytics, what is the need of the data analytics for the industries and the businesses, and what are the various tools available with us for the data analysis. So let's start. So when we start with the data analytics, first question comes under in our brain is in front of us, like what is exactly data analysis? As I'm just making an assumption, like already you have a good knowledge about the data, what is data and how we can differentiate data from information, and what kind of the data are there. So I just have a brief of these things. Like data could be anything which can be digitally represented. Data in terms of, we are talking about the digital data. Like if we are talking about any computer related to computer things, then if we are talking about data, means we are talking about the digital data which is digitized using any technique. So any data which can be represented using some digits in a digital format can be called as a digital data. So data could be anything, any information, any raw data, any file in any format. Data could be anything. So the point is, what we are going to do with that data, what we can do with that data. So if you see, there are various countries, there are various domain, various industries which are producing a huge amount of data on a daily basis. In fact, if I talk about the social media and the internet, we are producing a very huge amount of data on every minute, right? So what we can do with that data, or what can be done with that data? So by analyzing the data, we can find out various patterns, various hidden information, the meaningful information which can help out just to answer some problems, or just to predict some future outcomes, and just to make a better decision for that particular segment. So all in all, we can have a simplified definition for the data analytics. Like data analytics is a process of analyzing the data to find the trends, meaningful insights, and the answer questions. These insights could be in the form of some patterns as well, right? So this is the basics, the basic, I must say, the very formal definition of the data analytics. So it allows organization, as I said, the data analytics is a very useful tool for the industries and the businesses. So for the organization, it allows to discover valuable information to foster informed decision making and improve business outcomes. So in this era of this century, if we are not taking the advantage of the technology available with us, and the data already we had produced a huge amount of data, if we are not going to learn from that data, then it's kind of a useless things in this era. So using the past data or the historical data, we can analyze that data, and we can churn some valuable information. We can extract some useful information which could be helpful for making some upcoming the decision for upcoming events, or we can say it will ultimately will improve the business outcomes. So this is the beneficial, this is quite a very beneficial activity for any organization or the industry. It has a broad scope across the fields. This process includes many different techniques and the goals that can be shifted from industry to industry. Yes, if we talk about the scope, means it can be applied to a number of industries, a number of fields it can cover. Like it is not limited to a very few kind of the industries or very few businesses only. It can be applied to a broad area of the broad fields of the industry or the businesses. It can be applied to the businesses. It includes many techniques. If we talk about the techniques, yes, it has a number of methods, method of technologies, method of algorithms, method of tools which can be used, but the choice will depend on the industry, or I can say that it can shift from industry to industry and application to application. In next slide, we are going to discuss in detail these things. The data analytics process has component that can help a variety of initiatives. Obviously, when you have good information, when you have extracted a good information from the data, from the past data, then you would be able to have just initiate a number of activities, a number of initiative you can start in your organization just to analyze the past data. For example, if you are having data of your customers of last 2 years or 5 years, then you can analyze the pattern, the purchasing patterns of your customer. You are having the insights over the purchasing capacity of your customer. You are having the insights of your products, like which product is high in demand, which product is less in demand. So accordingly you can take the decision to which product you must you must provide the more focus, or you must have a good focus to improve that its performance, or improve its efficiency, etc., etc. So after analyzing the things, you would be able to have a good insight, like which product can be stopped, which product can be stopped, and which new product can be introduced to the market for your customers. So all this initiative can be done only after having a good data analytics. So by combining these components, a successful data analytics initiative can help answer business question related to historical trend, future prediction, and decision making. So as I told you in my few earlier words, like after working on the historical data, so your past data is quite very essential just to make the data analytics. Obviously, on which data you are going to analyze, that would be the history data or the past data already which you has been collected. So after analyzing, you would be capable of taking two type of things, or majorly two type of things can be happened. First, you can have a better approach for making some decision, and you are able to predict the future. For example, like weather forecasting is an example of data analytics. If you are having data of your last few decades or last few years, on that basis, after analyzing that data, you would be able to predict the future, like what is going to be the temperature of tomorrow's or upcoming 10 days or upcoming 1 month, upcoming the whole year. You can predict a outline. You can have the future prediction, in terms of future prediction, how the weather could be. Not only the temperature, you can predict the wind, the speed of the wind, the nature of the weather, or I must say the amount of the hue, the amount of dew, etc., etc., the predictability of the rain, etc. So this can be done only if you are having a good analysis on the past data. So this is the summary of our points. Just have a look. Data analytics is the comprehensive process of inspecting, yes, transforming and modeling data to discover useful information. The term is transforming because many of times data cannot be in the format to which you can analyze directly or using your tools or technology. So first you will have to transform that data, as well as there might be there might be many issues with your data. So you will have to correct these things. Like if I talk about the right data, the right data must follow some right characteristics of any data. So if your any characteristics is not meeting out with your data, then you will have to transform that in a form to which you can apply the data analytics up to its full potential. To discover the useful information, draw conclusion, and make informed decision by uncovering hidden patterns, correlations, and the trends with the data sets. Generally, we call it a data set when we are having a past data and we formulated that data into a proper format, a structured format, then we generally call it a data set. It uses a variety of tools, as already I told you, techniques and statistical methods, including the machine learning, to answer the questions and to predict the future outcomes, ultimately empowering organization to optimize process, solve problems, and drive innovation. The summary of all the points till I discussed till yet. So another important thing to discuss with the data analytics is types. These are the four types: descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and the prescriptive analytics. We can categorize the data analytics process into these four type of the analytics. And I have a tagline for each kind of analytics. Just have a look. Data analytics, a broad field. There are the 4 primary types of data analytics: descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive analytics. Each type has a different goal and place in the data analysis process. There are also the primary data analytics applications in business. So, the very common type of the analytics is descriptive analysis. Generally, we do and we are doing this since a number of centuries. We are already doing the descriptive analysis. Generally, whenever any event happened in your day-to-day life, in the businesses, in the organization, and anywhere you can relate it, you can map the things, whatever happened, but exactly what happened. Like if I say any event, for example, the terrorist attack happened in the Pahalgaon or the any other place. So we generally have a simple information or simple news, like a terrorist attack has been happened in that area. But exactly what happened, how many number of terrorists were there, how many casualties are there, what is the reason which is affected, and what are the local support they already had used, and what was our backup plan, how we deal that situation, etc., etc. So the exact facts and figures which are explaining in a descriptive way of the problem exactly what happened. We cannot talk rashly. We will have to talk with some facts and figures. So all this kind of the analytics can be called as the descriptive analysis, which is explaining, or the tagline is, or the purpose of kind of the analytics is what happened. In case of businesses, many organization or the many businesses goes under some huge loss, and some organization is running in a very good way. They are having kind of a uptrend, but suddenly they got drop in their businesses, and it may be the whole business, it may be a particular segment, it may be a particular product. So just to identifying what exactly happening to their business, what exactly happening to their products. If we are going to have analytics, this can be called as the descriptive analytic, just to find out which product is working good or bad, which business is working good or bad, etc., etc. So this is for the descriptive. For the diagnostic, the tagline is why happened. The detailed diagnostic about the event. See, in the previous example already I discussed with you, like any organization is want to figure it out which product is working good in the market and which product is not working good. So we identified using the descriptive analysis, we identify like out of the 10 product, one product is doing very good in the market, but 2 products are worst in the market. They are having almost zero sale in the market in last quarter. So what were the factors? Why their sales is not picking up? Why this product is not being selected by the consumers? Why this product is not doing good in the market? So what exactly the reason is comes under the diagnostic analytics, where the data scientist or the data analyst perform on the various factors. What are exactly factors? What are the exactly reasons why this product is not picking up the market? Kind of the question can be answered using the diagnostic analysis. Again, for the same purpose, you will have to collect the data from the market of last quarter or to the whatever the timeline you want to figure it out. In what timeline you are going to figure it out, like your product is not working good or working good, right? And in case of third, predictive analysis, where you predict, like you have completed with the process of what exactly happened. You have completed the process why it happened. Now your question is, you want to know it, what will happen next. If the trend is in the same way, if the things are in the same way, then what is going to be what can be happen in the upcoming time? Yes. So this is kind of the predictive analysis. In other terms, I must say, if I relate with the example of the weather forecast, just predict what would be the weather of tomorrow on the basis of the previous history of the weather in the same month or the same duration. You are going to predict something on the basis of the factors available in your data set. That comes under this predictive analytics. And the prescriptive is kind of analytics which answer us kind of a question, what should be done. This was what will be happened. This is something prediction, but this is something decision. Your model or your data analytics is going to answer what should be done just to improve the situation or just to tackle the situation. Kind of the question can be answered using the prescriptive analytics. So if you see closely, these two type of analytics are working in a backtracking way. You are going to track down the previous things. You are going to track down the previous things and just to want to represent some fact and figures, just to extract the reasons, just to find out the exact figures and fact happened, right? So this is the backtracking, or I must say the past oriented analytics. And if you see closely, these are the future oriented, or I must say the forward analytics, where you are predicting on the basis of your analytics. You are predicting for the future thing, what will happen and what should be done. So this is positive side, or I must say the future oriented or the forward side, and this is your backward side, just to deep down the event, just to deep down and track down the event in the deep way. So just have a quick summary of each type. Descriptive analytics have answer to the what happened. Descriptive analytics looks backward, already I told you, not forward, providing a comprehensive picture of the previous event unfolding. For a business, this can be used to describe outcomes to the stakeholders. Exactly what happened to in the last year, last financial year, what they had done. For example, in the last year, what they had done exactly, what they had achieved exactly. By developing key performance indicator KPIs, descriptive analysis strategies can help track success or failure. Many times it answers exactly what in that duration you were failure or you were success. For example, matrices such as return on investment ROIs are often used. Specialized matrices can also be developed to track performance specific to an industry. The process requires the collection of relevant data, data processing, analysis and visualization. Obviously, data analytics and the visualization work side by side. We cannot keep aside these two terms. The analysis and the visualization collectively provide a good scenario for the analytics purpose. So, for the exact purpose, for the exact process, if we are having the exact, or I must say the well-defined objective for my analysis or my analytics, then I will have to collect the data for the same, the relevant data, right? The relevant data, and then for the data processing and then analysis. Together, this can provide essential insight to the past performance. In case of diagnostic analysis, help answer question, why thing happened, why this was happened. It examines the factor leading to an event to explain why the issue occurred. Already I discussed with you. These techniques supplements basic descriptive analysis. Like as I told you, when you are having a good idea what exactly happened, only then you can track down why this was happened. So this is talking the same way. This technique supplements its previous version or the descriptive analysis. They take the findings from the descriptive analytics and dig deeper to find the causes behind trends and outcomes. Like in the first kind of analytics, we find out like we are in a loss of last financial year, we were in the loss. So now just to have the base of that analytics, we need to find out why we were in the loss, right? Key performance indicators are further investigated to discover why they improved or worsened. So in our example, we need to track down why we were in the loss. This analysis could look like following a step, could look like identify anomalies in the data. Yes, it is quite very essential. As I told you, there are the few characteristics of your data. If your data is not appropriate according to these characteristics, the right data is not available with you, then you will have to make it a proper or the right data. So for that, if there are anomalies, then you will have to correct them down. Because these anomalies may be unexpected changes in a matrix or a particular market. For example, if you are having a wrong data with you, and you are going to analyze that data. On that basis, you are going to take some decisions. If your data is not correct, then probably your analytics would be the wrong. Your analytics would be going in a negative direction for your upcoming decisions. So if you are making the decision on that wrong analytics, it is not going to make you favor in your business or in your industry. So the right data is quite very important in the case of data analytics. The more correct data, the more right data you are going to use for your analytics purpose, the more correct insights you are having. You are going to extract the correct information from that data, and on that basis you can have a good or best decisions. Then next step could be collect data related to these anomalies. If yes, if there are some anomalies, you will have to correct them down. Implement statistical techniques to find the relationship and trend that explain the anomalies. The reasons behind the relation. After finding out the relationship between the factors you collected in the data, you can extract why these outcomes happened. In the case of predictive analysis, it answers what will happen. These techniques use the historical data to identify trends and determine if they are likely to reoccur or the change. It generally happened in the case of, for the most common example for this kind of the analytics is weather forecasting. It totally works only on determining the trends of the past data and identify the possibility of its reoccurrence. Predictive analytical tools and techniques include a variety of statistical and machine learning techniques such as neural network, decision trees, and the regression. These are the very popular techniques used in the machine learning as well. And machine learning also used for the analytics purpose. It is one of the methodology we can say we can use for the analytics purpose, other than with some other more technologies. Prescriptive analysis answers question like what should be done. By using the insights from the predictive analysis, data-driven decision can be made even in the face of the uncertainty. Prescriptive analysis techniques rely on the machine learning strategies that can find patterns in the large database. Just let me put another example before you that will relate all four kind of the analytics. Suppose you are not well. Generally, in the case of if you are not well, you are going to doctor, and doctor will try to find out what exactly happened with you. If you are not well, you are not feeling good, you are not feeling healthy, then what are the factors you are feeling with you? Like he questions you, what are the feelings of yours related to your chest, related to your throat, maybe related to your head, related to your urination, related to your excreta, etc., etc. So it that questions you a number of points or number of the factors, and then on the basis of your answer, the doctor tries to find out what exactly happened with you, what exactly the problems you are feeling with you. Then in the next part, why happened, then the doctor may try to find out why it was happened, what was the event like, what was the food habits of yours in last few duration, or and what was your weather condition in which you were retained in last few hours or last few days or last few duration, etc., etc., just to find out the reason. Or maybe if there is any disease you are captured with, which is contamination, which is based on some contamination, then what are the various possibility where you just contaminated with that virus or kind of the disease. So why this was connected with you, the disease could captured you. So the reason, that is diagnostic. Sometimes the doctors may prescribe you some some diagnostic test like blood test or the urine test, etc., etc., just to x-rays and etc., imaging test, just to analyze what exactly happened, why the thing happened with you, that why you are having these symptoms with you. Then predict. On the basis of these reports and these analysis and these questions, the doctor predicts this may be the disease you are suffering with. So that is a prediction of the doctor on the basis of your analytics, previous analytics. And finally, prescriptive, on the basis of its diagnosis and prediction, it prescribe you some medication and the lifestyle or the food style, so you can relate it out. So what exactly I want to tell you in the case of types of data analytics. Come to the next topic. This is the process. Already I have give you a brief idea of the analytics process, but these are the main 6 steps need to be followed for any analytics purpose. So what we are doing, the collection, the transformation, and the organization of the data to draw conclusion, make prediction for the future, and make informed data driven decision is called data analysis. Already we know it. The profession that handles the data analysis is called the data analyst. Data analyst or maybe the data scientist, both can perform the data analysis process or data analytics process. So these are the 6 steps. First step is define the problem or a research question. It is very essential. Why it is essential? As I told you earlier, if you are not having a good idea what exactly you need to answer, what you need to analyze, then the whole process is going in a vain. Because see, if there is any market analyst and if it is not able to put a right question to which factor it is going to analyze the last 10-year data of the market, then it is going to be totally in vain. First, he or she will have to define the problem exactly. Like, you want to analyze the market for the future trends, like what could be the market in next day or maybe the next few days on the basis of past history and the current scenario. So identifying or defining a problem is quite very essential in the case of data analytics process. Then second step is collect the data. Yes, when you are having a clear cut idea, the well defined problem you are having with you, then you are having a very good idea what kind of the data you need for analyzing this problem. So collecting that data is the next step. The sources may be various, or maybe from where you can fetch the data, or sometimes you will have to gather the data as well. Many of times the data is not available with you or at any source, then you will have to gather the data as per your uses from the sources where you can extract the data or you can collect the data, right? The third point is data cleaning. On the collection of data, your data having some various characteristics missing of the right data. So you will have to perform various techniques, data cleaning, or you can call it data wrangling techniques, where you need to transform the data into a proper format, first of all. Second, if there are any missing value, then you will have to fill these values. If your data is not appropriate or having missing some important feature, then you will have to include or you will have to join various data. If your data is having some outliers, then you will have to fix these outliers. If your data types are not appropriate for your analysis purpose, like you need to perform some quantitative analysis but your data is not in the form of quantities, then you will have to convert it into some numbers. So all these are the part of data wrangling, and data cleaning is a sub part of data wrangling. So these kind of activity you will have to perform before going for analyzing the data. Then finally, analyzing the data, where you are going to extract the patterns, the trends, the detailed information about the data, or the correlation among the features, or the I must say the attributes of the data, right? So in this part, we are making some knowledgeable base, on the basis of which we are going to have some, on the basis we are going to have some predictions or some decision making in future. So this is very important part, analyzing the data. And after the analyzing, we are extracting the knowledge in the form of some trends, some patterns, and some correlation, right? Then finally, we can visualize that data. You see, the visualization is a very powerful thing, rather than explaining the thing in the form of some text, because the visuals are more effective and have the more impact on the memory of humans, and it took very less amount of time comparatively to text to understand the report or the analysis, if it is well visualized using some graphs, using some plots, right? And then finally presenting the data. Presenting the data means what the knowledge we are extracted from that analysis, just presenting that data, on which basis now we can go for any prediction or we can go for any answering the question. So this is all in all analytical process. Come to the application. I have listed a number of fields where we can apply the data analytics, but believe me, wherever the data can be accumulated, wherever the data is being accumulated, wherever the data can be generated, wherever the data can be gathered, you can apply the data analytics. Any field, any domain, any business, any industry which is capable to generate the data. So indirectly, I want to say it, we can apply the data analytics in any field, in any domain, in any area of the on this earth. We can apply the data analytics, because right now we are capable to accumulate, or we are able to gather the data of any industry, right? So these are some important fields where the data analytics is quite very important, very essential. In banking and finance, it plays a very major and very good role. In business and retail, in e-commerce, manufacturing and production, supply chain management, logistics, risk management, human resource, customer support, energy, healthcare, government and public sector, education, cyber security, social media, internet search, media and entertainment, telecommunication, sports, security, weather, agriculture, real estate, and many more. You can list a number of things, you can list a number of domains, you can list a number of areas where you can apply the data analytics. Just have a look on some application. Let us understand, let us relate with the banking and finance. So in banking and finance and business, what the data analytics can do, it can be used for the fraud detection by analyzing the old transactional data, the past transactional data, just to identify the unusual patterns. Yes, so using these patterns, we can flag out the new event. Whenever the kind of the event occur, we can flag it out, right? The risk management, there are the various I must say the various factor which can create a risk to the ongoing process of any industry or any business. So using the historical data, which can explain us what are the situations where kind of the risk can happen in the market. It may be the financial risk, it may be the any other kind of risk, it may be any physical risk, it may be any non-physical risk, it may be any natural risk, or maybe any man-made risk. So we can analyze the pattern just to mitigate its outcomes on our ongoing business or the industry. Then algorithmic trading, right now it is quite very popular in the market, just to have automated trading, right? There are various application and tools available where no human intervention is required. You just set few key points and just make it automatic. So whenever that criteria will fulfill, the trade will be applied. You can buy or sell your shares on the trading market or trading application. And another could be the customer lifetime value. Customer lifetime value generally used to be since that customer is attached with you, is purchasing goods or services from you, what is the total expenditure you spend just to retain this customer, and what are the business it produces, it gave you that business. So kind of the calculations can be done, kind of the analytics can be done using these data analytics in business and finance. These are some important things you do see usually day-to-day life, in your day-to-day life. Personalized marketing, like on the basis of your trends, on the basis of your behavior on the internet, the companies offered you personalized product called as the product recommendation. You generally see, if you are using any social media platform and you and your friend are surfing the same page, surfing the same application, but he or she is getting some other kind of product recommendation as an advertisement on that application, and you are getting some other kind of product recommendation on the advertisement on that platform. So why it is happening? Because they are analyzing your behavior, your patterns of using that application, and using some other kind of the just surfing your surfing history makes a big change, make a big value for these organization to have an analysis on your data. Then another could be the customer segmentation. Like any organization can segment its customer base of maybe the low income, maybe the high income, maybe the low purchasing power, maybe the high purchasing power, etc. etc. Predictive sale forecasting, like any organization using the data analytics can forecast, like in the last few years we are having this amount of sales in this quarter and this year in this financial year. So according to that pattern, in coming financial year or coming quarter we are going to hit this sales, this target of the sales. Price optimization, by analyzing the data you can figure it out, like your price is good for the customer or you can optimize this for your customer. Is there any chance to optimize your price or not? So this can be done using the analyzing the marketing and the sales data. Customer purchasing habit insights, already I told you. In operation and logistics, supply chain optimization, like supply chain from production, or I must say from the manufacturing production to delivering the good or the service to the end customer. There used to be various phases, there used to be various stops, or I must say the halts, where the product or the services going is through. So we can optimize this whole process. Sometimes if it is not optimized or this is not synchronized, then it is going to stuck your product in this chain only. It is not going after the production. If it's not reaching to the ultimate user, then your supply chain is not good. So you can fasten your process. If you are producing the product today and you are able to supply within few hours to your customer, then this is the best thing. But many products are there which took many days, many weeks, many months just to reaching after the production, just to reaching to the customer itself. So after analyzing the data, supply chain data, you can optimize your process. Predictive maintenance, you can predict the maintenance whenever your machine is going to have some maintenance requirement. You can predict it very easily by analyzing the past data, right? And route optimization, in the supply chain logistic, you can identify which route would be good. Suppose if any route is there, may be various route from one destination to from one source to the destination, there could be various route, but one route may be the short, but it is having many obstacles, it is having many issues on the road. But another route is having a long distance but is free from all these obstacles, that is free. Might be it is having some toll fees as well, but your route can be optimized in terms of time. If your time is complex, the time factor is complex for your is required, is the main important factor for your business, then you're going to choose that. But if your criteria is cost, then you are going to choose the shortest path. So you can optimize as per your uses. In healthcare, there are various tremendous research is ongoing, various analysis is going on that analysis. We are having various solution with us. You see, in last few decades, yes, we have improved our healthcare system in a very efficient way just because of this data analytics only. Others are some in telecommunication, the number of messages, the number of the calls, the call logs you are having with you. On that basis, we can analyze a number of things. In sports, we can analyze a number of things. Right now in sports, and data analytics very important. On the basis of data analytics itself, many game can be having a very deciding factors. In HR, in resource distribution, etc., etc. So there are a number of applications in businesses, in industries, everywhere. So on that basis, we can summarize these are the main factors. We can say this why we need the data analytics. So it is making us a better informed decision making. It is giving us the power to making our decision in a well manner. Improved efficiency and cost reduction, the industry and the business are able enhanced customer understanding, or after that having a good analysis, we are having an enhanced customer understanding for any organization or business. Competitive advantage, which is having a good analysis, having a advantage on the over the other competitives. Risk management, innovation and growth can be done. So these are the main six things we can, main six things, but not only the six things why we can say it the need of data analytics. These are some tools which can be used for basic data analytics. But right now we are having a number of tools, a vast number of tools we are having with us for analyzing the data for various industries. So in another lecture, we are going to discuss in detail some other things. So for today, thank you.